Well, what a sight this is, a beautiful evening, and the promise of a match that will really get the juices flowing. I'm your commentator, Peter Drury, and providing his unique brand of expert analysis, here's Jim Beglin.
Thanks for that, Peter, and may I say a big hello to everyone.
Colours vivid and vibrant, songs loud and proud. The tone for this game is well and truly set. The action has already started. With so many teams now playing just one up front, Jim, it's easy to forget, isn't it, that strike partnerships used to be the norm.
Absolutely, Peter, but partnerships have proven themselves to be very productive over the years. They carry more might.
And we've had some legendary ones, haven't we?
Yeah, and how it...
Tries a shot! And it's a goal! One sweeping move, executed with deadly efficiency.
Just when they thought they may be in at one end, they end up shipping a goal at the other, and it's all due to wonderful counter-attacking. They hardly had time to even react, and there's only one word to describe that: clinical.
Inter Milan are already chasing the game. They didn't envisage that. Threads one in. And that pass is somewhat less than ideal.
Well, everything up to the final pass looked decent. They just couldn't pick out that killer ball. Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
And it's Maicon. Indonesia leading here thanks to that early goal. And the score is 1-0. Now that looks a decent ball. Kukçu. Drogba. He's going to be disappointed with that. Kukçu. Grimaldo. Indonesia disappointing in the end there. They lack urgency. And he welcomes it in. And he shoots! He scored! They have hauled themselves right back into it.
Well, it looks like we have ourselves a real game here now, Peter. They've been rewarded for their courage, for their attitude, for their application, and now they'll want another.
Another moment of magic, a real wow moment.
Well, I think he was saying to his teammates, how dare you doubt me?
That has certainly made things interesting.
Well, I'd happily watch this every week, Peter. This is exactly what you want from a big game.
There's a beautiful simplicity about this contest. Willing running on one side, dogged defence on the other. Shapes to shoot! And he nearly went all the way.
He's absolutely full of energy here. Definitely had the right idea. A shame he just couldn't finish it off.
It's Drogba! Well, the finish certainly didn't match the build-up.
Oh, it's very good running, that. You're always going to have chances with that kind of movement.
Midway through the first period, and it's looking quite a game here. There will be a throw-in. Rijkaard. And this is Drogba. Albertini does really well to win the ball there. Now it's Vieri. Now it's Lewandowski. Great vision. Brilliantly cut out. A slightly better ball. Shot a goal! Just not quite happening for him just now.
Well, the breakthrough hasn't come yet, Peter, but you do feel they're upping the ante here. They'll get their reward if they can stick at this.
And we have our very first corner. And it's hoisted clear. They want to be quick to recover this. Inter Milan have the chance to go the other way. Great ball, and he's in here. A lot of space. Oh, smashing header. It's loose, and there's a race for the ball. Now it's Lewandowski. And it's Schneider. Bergomi. Now Albertini. Rijkaard is the distributor-in-chief, always looking for movers. Now it's Lewandowski. That's been slipped through. Oh, that's fabulous. Schneider. That has not gone well. Not the most accurate pass. Bergomi. Maicon. Albertini. Seedorf. Zanetti. Zanetti crosses.
There's much frustration as to the lack of a touch to finish that off.
Bergomi. And here's Vieri. Aims beyond the defence. And the shot! And he was there to get a vital touch.
Yeah, he was well placed to deal with that.
Oh no, that was never going to make it. And here's Zanetti. Schneider is onto this. Tries to pass it through. Not pretty, but it gets the job done. Rijkaard. And we hit half-time. So it's all squared. Neither side has been able to make a telling difference, but it hasn't been for the lack of trying. And we are up to the break.
Who wants half-time when you have a contest this good? I can only hope it picks up where it left off.
Well, it's been a tight game, but one that's packed with incident and talking points. A decent watch this, and it's 1-1 at half-time. So we're into the second 45. De Bruyne plays the game a step ahead of almost anyone. Now it's Lewandowski, and this is Drogba. Drogba! Goal!
Boom! There we go, and it couldn't be much better. He was born for the glory he's just managed. The apple on top of the tree.
That really is quite fabulous. All his own doing. Well, this is what we've been waiting for.
Look, he's the one everyone expects to put the ball in the net. That's what he's paid to do.
Kukçu. He's a sharp little ball here. Tries to play it through. Zanetti got a long way forward to join the attack. Drogba. Oh, it's a nice idea, but the execution was lacking. It's a pretty loose pass. Now, can they get him away? Julio Cesar with the clearance.
Well, they've stamped some authority on things, but how much more authority can be generated?
Schneider knocks it into space. Kukçu. And it's Drogba. Now that's well seen too. And it's Schneider. Inter Milan looking to pass their way through. Kukçu. Drogba looking to add to his goal. Well played, that has snuffed out the danger. Almost an hour gone. Cannavaro. Played into space out wide. Not the most convincing of passes. Schneider is sporting a guilty look after that.
Yeah, he just didn't seem to get enough on the pass, Peter, did he?
Oh, well measured. Kukçu. He's got away. And this is Lewandowski. And the finish! Oh, nearly, but not quite.
He did very well trying to adjust himself, but not the expected outcome.
Zanetti. Seedorf. Seedorf, who's set up one goal so far. That's a shade optimistic. Lovely pass, but can he get there? Oh, well played, well sorted out.
Michael.
Well, we expected better, and so did he. That's a nicely shaped ball. And that's gone behind for a goal kick. Oh, he's felt that, hasn't he? Seedorf. Albertini. It looked as though that might lead to something quite promising, but it turned out that that was not the case.
Inter really are going about things in the right fashion, Peter. It's great to see.
There is an irresistible, irrepressible look about them here.
Well, the question now is whether they can sustain it. Indonesia surely have to be commended for their drive and desire. Most teams would be taking the easier defensive route by now.
Nicely aimed pass. And this is De Bruyne. He's picked De Bruyne. Gets through on his own. Oh, the movement is slick, the speed is slippery. The defence, though, able to hold on this time. Grimaldo spots it and intercepts. Can he get on the end of this? It's all a little bit desperate, but it's got the job done.
That's simply brilliant defending. They were outnumbered, but he still came out on top.
Maicon. Pass somewhat off target. Drogba. And this is Lewandowski. That pass has been well intercepted. Looking for the run. Judge, surely! No mistake! And there's the goal they've been looking for. And he stuck it away as if laser-guided.
He had the whole picture in his head, Peter. He didn't even look at the goalkeeper.
Ha segnato all'87esimo minuto, numero 7, Drogba! Attenzione, una sostituzione.
Final checks on the touchline. A change about to occur. Indonesia could not have picked a better time to snatch a two-goal lead. Is there still time for a response?
Well, that's a really bitter blow.
Can he finish? And yes, it's there! And what a climax we have here! Wonderfully smooth, smart and slick.
I was impressed with both the movement and the pass. both causing lots of problems for that defence.
Inter Milan give themselves a chance of a fairy tale finish.
Well, the mindset has changed now.
And De Bruyne! Big relief, it just needed better contact.
They're avoiding the blatantly obvious by not getting the ball into the opposition box. That's where it has to be.
Albertini.
And that is it, the referee has seen enough. Indonesia have emerged victorious in this match of thrills, the odd goal ultimately proving the difference.